Today I want to take you on a journey through millions of miles of hallways, corridors, and rooms, as I look to find what Backrooms level has the longest level number. Obviously, the way that Backrooms levels themselves are documented is they're categorized by numbers. 0, 1, 2, 1 bajillion, yada yada yada. The Wikidot and the fandom, both websites, use numbers in order to give some sort of reason and order to the Backrooms. So to clear up any confusion anybody has, I'm gonna be talking about what the longest Backrooms level number is in history. Like, through all the years this creepypasta's been a thing, I'm gonna search through those old videos and old content as well, and I'm gonna search for the actual longest one. You're welcome. Also, let's just get into it. I want to start off the video with some honorable mentions that didn't quite make the cut, but I could see an argument for them being in the top 10. We're going to be doing the top 5 levels with the longest number. Level Infinity is number 1. Of course, it's infinity, but there's no actual number given to it. It just seems like a big number. Then there's the level negative N, the negative 9221. That's also a huge number, but it's negative, so I'm not going to include it in this list just because it's a negative number and it's technically smaller. You understand? Then there's level 1000 I want to include here as well. And finally, level pi, which is 3.1415, over and over, a bunch of numbers and stuff like that. Again, it seems like a big number, but it's actually just 3 point, so it's not actually a big number. Math class with Brugly. So those are all famously high level numbers, but they aren't near as high as these top 5 are. And speaking of those, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the top 5 list right now, and I'm actually gonna give like a short explanation of each level and not just mention them, because I would include my old videos on them, but the old videos are kind of trash. So I'm gonna kind of redo little explanations here, and yeah, hopefully enjoy. Coming in at number 5, we have level 4000, which is the Thalassophobia level, the Final Frontier level. You know what it is. It's classified as a class variable difficulty due to the fact that there are multitudes of different areas that you can explore in this place. The level itself takes the appearance of a vast, never-ending ocean, and speaking of which, that's comprised of several different parts, like I just said. Those are the depths, the near shore, and the outer waters. This is a vast and a strange level. Things don't make sense here, and reality is not what it seems, which is a pretty common occurrence in these high-numbered levels. The seawater itself in this expansive ocean kind of ruins your mind. It makes your sanity go away, and obviously you have to stay afloat without drowning, so that kind of makes you stressed, and a whole bunch of things like that. There's strange entities lurking beneath the sea, and the famous one that you probably remember is La Kamiloa, which is a gigantic stone humanoid that's several hundred feet tall, and it's been known to kill people by drowning them. If you have thalassophobia, this level is not a good fit for you at all, but it does make your top 5 at the very 5th spot. At number 4, and slightly larger than 4000, we have level 6999, which you might remember as the Neon Pool Rooms. Now, this is one of those levels that sounds exactly like what it is. It is literally just a level of neon-colored pool rooms, and it's a pretty safe place. It's very relaxing. It's kind of mystical in the mythos. It's sort of a promised land situation. People spend their entire existence in the Backrooms trying to get to this peaceful heaven level. The place itself resembles an infinite series of corridors with indoor pools and spas and that sort of thing. The entire expanse is basked in a calm neon glow, usually purple, but sometimes orange and red as well. The water itself inside of these pools is said to have rejuvenating properties, and it also kind of makes you feel relaxed. It takes your anxiety away, and it's kind of a fix-all for any situation you might have. Kind of like a fountain of youth situation. There's rectangular pools, there's spa pools with hot tubs, there's lounges and that sort of thing. Each of them, of course, offer different amenities. The rectangular pools are often bigger, kind of more expansive. The spas themselves are hot tubs or jacuzzis, and they're warmer, kind of more relaxing. And the lounges are outside of the pools, and they have chairs and vending machines and that sort of thing as well. There's no real entity presence that's negative here. The only ones that have been seen are facelings and glowfolk, and they're, relaxed, calm. They're not going to attack you. Now, no matter how awesome this level is, it is extremely difficult to enter. In fact, fact, you usually have to complete like a random sequence to do so. These are tasks that are usually outlined in these pieces of paper that you can come across in the back rooms, and it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. No one knows who places the paper, no one knows what they are, but what we do know is that these are usually very demeaning tasks and they're hard to accomplish, so those who end up coming here, they probably deserve it. Have you ever wondered what it would smell like inside of the Backrooms' infinite winding, damp, stale hallways? Spoiler alert, it's bad. So before I dive into today's Backrooms level explanation, I want to talk to you about something you can actually experience in real life. Your own smell. Do you want to walk outside your house all musty and stinky? No, of course not. Which is where today's sponsor, Scentbird, is here to help. I love working with Scentbird because I genuinely use the product. I love what they do, and I've been using these two scents specifically over the past few months. This is Red Tobacco from Mancera, and this is Pour Homme from Versace, and I smell really good. Scentbird is a service that provides a monthly subscription that delivers amazing scents directly to your door. They let you explore over 900 authentic, designer, and niche fragrances, and every single month, you get an 8 milliliter vial of something new to try. Each of these have about 120 sprays, which that sets you up for, a long time. All you gotta do is put a couple spritz on your clothes, on your wrist, inside your neck. The scent will stay on you all day wherever you go and whatever you get into, and it's not overpowering to take over the entire room you walk into. The back room smells like wet carpet, stale air, and death, but with Scentbird, you can smell like none of those things. You can smell good. So if you're curious to try to find your fragrance, whether it's something sweet, smoky, woody, whatever it is, I've got a deal that's just for you, because right now you can get 55% off your first month of Scentbird just by using the code Brugly55 at checkout, or you can scan the QR code that's right on screen. Doing that, you'll get your first fragrance from Scentbird for only $8, and your next month will only be $16.95. Again, you get 55% off your first month of Scentbird by using code Brugly55, and you can get your hands on some amazing scents. Thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring this video, and thank you for making me smell good. Without further ado, let's get back into the video, shall we? But now we leave the mid-thousands. We went from 4,000 to 6,099, and we're jumping all the way into like the quintillions. At the number 3 spots, we have the end of the Backrooms. That end staircase level is famous. Some of your guys' first video that you might have seen from me was this level that I made a video about. That, of course, is, hold on for a second, level 922-337-203-6854-775807. But it's just easier to say the end. For those of you who don't know, that really long number, that's the level's number, it's also the 64-bit integer number for computers. So it's the highest numerical order that these things can go. So it's fitting that the final end level of the Backrooms, the highest number, is that number as well. But in fact, it's not actually the highest, there's more, we'll get to that in a second. The level is a simple, cold, brutal, silent staircase that goes up and down forever. It's devoid of color, and it actually seems to absorb any color that you bring. So if you're wearing like a red shirt, you can't even see it. It's all dull and grayscale. There's no life here, there's no happiness here. It's essentially just a death staircase. The silence in this level is so deafening that you can't even remember if your ears work. You can't hear anything. If you stomp, you can't hear it. Nothing happens here. You feel heavy and lethargic and light at the same time, and the only thing that you can do in this level is walk up and down that spiral concrete staircase. So make sure you don't skip a stair, because that might be considered cheating, and you might not make it past that stair alive. As you walk further and further up this infinite staircase, the more glitchy and the more tainted the area becomes. More fragmented airspace, more glitches, and more warping can be visualized as you get up even higher, to the point where it's literally just glitch. That's all it is. To enter the level, you have to go through all the levels of the Backrooms, which is insane, I know, but that's the only way to do it. And to exit this level, there is some kind of confusion, some arguments that are surrounding it, because some people think that while this is the end level of the Backrooms, you can actually escape to real life from this level. Others think that it's a trap and it's not actually that, but the way that some people say you can exit is by going up exactly 5,000 steps. So you have to count 0 to 5,000, and if you mess up or if you miscount, amount, this isn't gonna work. But you have to climb up those 5,000 steps and then jump down into the center of the spiral staircase, and rumor has it that if you do that, you'll kind of fall through the area and fall back into reality. Now, does that work? Probably not, because the Backrooms doesn't like that kind of stuff. It's not a good place, right? It's deadly. You're gonna die here, probably. For all intents and purposes, this level is impossible to escape. But it's not the highest numbered level in the Backrooms, because we still have 2 more spaces on this top 5. At the number 2 spot, we have level Memories, or again, bear with me, level 9223-372-036-854-775-810. So this number is 3 higher than the previous number, level End. Again, you might recall the level Memories video I made a few years ago about this place. This is a very strange one, and it's a very interesting one as well. This area is sort of like a core hub of every single level that's ever existed and it's ever going to exist, if that makes sense. I guess it doesn't make sense, but if it does to you, that's what I mean. It appears to everybody that comes here slightly differently, but what it is at its base is just repeated levels of a museum exhibition. Now, in a normal museum, you're walking around, you can see like statues and you can see recreations and paintings, except in this Backrooms level of Memories, each exhibit is a Backrooms level or a Backrooms entity. So you could be walking down the hallway, look to your left, and see an entire exhibit room that is a Backrooms level. Or you can look to your right and see a painting that is a painting of a level, and you can go to that level through the painting. Or in a glass case, you could see the skeleton of a skin stealer and things like that. That's what level Memories is. It's all connected in these exhibition style areas, this museum layout kinda, and there's pretty much infinite stories to it. The floors themselves go out for an infinite amount of time, and there's infinite amount of stories on top of each other. They are connected by staircases. So essentially there's no way to end the level here. The only way to escape this place is to go into one of the exhibits, which will lead you to that level that it's representing. But it plays a pretty cool role in the Backrooms as a hub for all the levels. Now, you know, the hub level itself, that's only connected to a few of them. This one seems to be connected to all of them somehow. Again, it's unknown who made these paintings, who made these exhibits, why it's here, but I stopped trying to make sense of all this a long time ago. You should too. But even that level, that's 3 numbers higher than the End, is not the end, and it's gonna get actually much bigger from here. Finally, at the number 1 spot, we have, again, bear with me, level 344-168-411-231-509-876-490-285. That's a big number. It's a mouthful. This level is one that I have never talked about here on the Brugly channel. I've never mentioned it, never covered it, but I decided to in this video because it is indeed the biggest level number that I could find in all of my research for this video. The level has been nicknamed Too Much Space, and that's a pretty fitting name because this place does have too much space. It manifests as one singular massive building. The building is about 31 miles in size, and it's all indoor. It's very tall and very wide as well. The floors, the walls, the ceilings, everything in this place is stark white. It is just blank white. And at the connections of each wall, ceiling, and corner are black lines that kind of give this place a cartoony look, almost like it was drawn, and that's what it looks like. This warehouse, giant open room area is so big that fog actually appears inside of it, and the fog has a bunch of strange effects that kind of mess with your mind. You probably shouldn't enter the fog, that goes without saying. But it's not any of that that makes the level interesting. This is just a big open white room that looks like it was drawn. What actually makes it interesting is how the geometry here works. Because when you start, you know, the ceilings will be tall, it'll be wide, 31 miles right in front of you, right? But as you walk in any direction, front, back, left, or right, the level begins to slowly get into a cone shape and get smaller and shorter the further you go. And at its shortest point, it's only about 6 foot tall. So it goes from being like a mile tall to shrinking down. But it actually never ends, and it never gets too tiny to walk through. It's just this infinite sequence of getting smaller the further and further you get to the edge. Non-Euclidean geometry is a very common thing to experience in the Backrooms, and this effect you'll also find in like level 0 and other places like that. You can walk around a wall and turn around to where you just came from, and that doesn't exist anymore. That hallway's gone, it's just a wall. Or you could walk that hallway, turn around, and there's a door where you just just came from. That's how this entire level works. It's very strange to walk around in, and it seems like it's infinite. Some people have related that it's kind of similar to solitary confinements, like those white padded rooms you can get put in, and you're kind of just stuck here, this far out in the back rooms by yourself. There's also an alleged creature that lives in this giant white space, and no one's actually seen it. It's kind of just a myth, but it looks to be an all-white humanoid that you can't see. It just blends into all the white surfaces, but it can be heard gurgling and walking around and stalking people. Again, we don't know if this is real. It's most likely just the people that have gone here are insane and they've lost their minds and they're about to die, so they kind of conjure up that story. That's probably what it is. To enter this level this high up in the back rooms, you can actually do so by no-clipping through any perfectly white wall, so don't do that. And there's no listed exit, so you probably can't escape. You're probably just gonna die in this white, enigmatic, non-Euclidean place. We aren't even sure if this level's real. That's pretty much half the things in the back rooms, though. Nice. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Once again, thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Check out the link below in the description. You can use code Brugly55 at checkout to get 55% off your first month's order at Scentbird. Seriously, this stuff smells amazing. Thank you for checking it out. Those are my top 5 backrooms levels with the longest level numbers. If I missed one, or if this is out of order, if you think I should have included some other ones, leave a comment below telling me. I might make a part 2. If you enjoyed this style of video, please leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. That way the YouTube algorithm knows I'm not dead. Thank you for your support. I love and appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you on any of my next channels. Spoogly, Toogly, Brugly, any of that stuff.